gotten a question related to Biden's VP selection yesterday. What do I think about it? It's an interesting choice, and this allows me, I guess, an opportunity to talk a little bit about what I kind of really want to talk about, which you'll see in depositions, and you'll see with politicians very often when they're being interviewed that they'll use a question to talk about what they're really interested in talking about. But my interest in talking about Kamala Harris is her prior career as a prosecutor. I think is potentially valuable for a politician to have that kind of hands-on experience. As far as the selection of her for VP, my lay person's understanding of VP selection is that your goal is to pick someone who is going to get you elected, or at least help get you elected. And I don't know that she's going to move the needle on that the way that people want her to. She's from California, and you often are interested in picking somebody who either shores up weaknesses that you have or can bring you a state that you wouldn't otherwise win. I don't think anyone in the world questions that Joe Biden is going to win California. And so I don't know if it helps him in that respect. I know she has some attacks on him, which is very common in a disputed primary such as this one. And Tulsi Gabbard had some attacks on Kamala Harris that I think could potentially cause problems during the campaign. So from a pure political standpoint, I don't know how effective a choice it is. And then one of the things that I wanted to sort of actually talk about this is problems really, I think, with the criminal justice system in the United States. And I don't think it's uniquely Kamala Harris that has these kinds of issues in her past as a prosecutor. But there are situations that I have read about, and Tulsi Gabbard actually brought several of these up during the primary debates related to treatment of evidence and treatment of prisoners, and what she, or at least what her office did as Attorney General, I think raises some very valid questions about treatment of people in our criminal justice system. And I think it's a larger issue in the United States with prosecution. More than 95% of cases overall, including civil cases, settle before trial. More than 95%, I think it's closer to 99% of criminal prosecutions are decided by plea bargain. And I just, quite frankly, personally, I think that's wrong. I recognize that it's a limit of the system and there are limited resources to try these number of cases, and that defendants are often better off taking a plea because they will be, for example, you get a plea deal offered of 3 years, maybe 5 years, and the total charges, if you are convicted on all charges, would result in 40 years in prison. I'm 38 years old right now, and I can tell you that if the police walk in right now and arrest me for a crime and charge me with something that I can potentially be put away for 40 years, even if I have nothing whatsoever to do with it, and they offer me 3, I'm going to take the 3, because in that case, I'll get out at 41 and I can watch my children grow up rather than spending the next 40 years in prison, because you can appeal, and there are other opportunities, there are other avenues, but you basically get one shot at a trial with 12 individuals that you don't know that are going to decide your fate. And that's a lot to hang the next 40 years on. And so I think that's more emblematic of the larger problem in the United States with the way that the prosecution system works.